What's up, everybody? Well, I got another Asus ROG and Z1 Extreme gameplay video for you guys today. And today, we're going to check ourselves out some Darksiders Warmastered Edition, or at least I hope so. We weren't able to get any gameplay on these on the original game, so I'm hoping with this one we can. It was still a little wonky with the Steam Decks too. We had a crash, maybe it would have crashed a bunch, but I would hope not since it was verified. Maybe it was just some setting I had on it I didn't like. No idea. Or if maybe I ran a Proton GE, maybe it would have been flawless and given us better performance too. There could be a plethora of different reasons, but I'm just hoping we can get some gameplay here. I guarantee it's not going to go no 60 plus at 1080p probably with high settings, but we'll try our usual and go from there. So let's stop wasting time and let's get to gaming. So we're going to do 1080p high first. Now you can't quite stay at 60 on this. In fact, it might not even stay at 30 the whole game. In fact, I think I might have saw it drop under here and there, but I was paying more attention to not dying, so I might have misread or missed it if it did. But let's go get a little gameplay anyway, and then we'll do our usual 900p medium and 720p low and all that good stuff.
Since the dawn of time, the armies of heaven and hell have waged an endless war. Drawn to the conflict was the Charred Council, an entity bound by ancient laws to preserve order and balance. It held that any great power, unchecked, threatened the very fabric of the universe. In time, heaven and hell came to honor the council and its laws, for none were beyond the swift and terrible justice of the council's enforcers, a fearsome brotherhood known as the Four Horsemen. Amid the turmoil, the first humans emerged. The council foretold that these weak but cunning creatures would someday be integral to the balance. Thus, a third kingdom was named, the Kingdom of Man. By order of the council, a truce was forged between heaven and hell. The great pact was bound by 7 seals to be broken at the appointed time, when man's kingdom stood ready for the end war, a battle that would bring balance and determine the ultimate fate of the 3 kingdoms.
So, 900p, normal now. Sounds like the wind is kicking up again. Unless there's something crawling around on my roof. Better not be. But anyway, now we do seem to at least stay over 60, I do believe. Again, maybe I missed a couple times it didn't. I'm not perfect. But you guys can actually pay attention more than I can while I'm playing, so let's go hop in and let's see. for 720p low. Probably not as super necessary unless you really want to stay at like basically the max FPS the whole time. I think this game just seems to have like a cap at 120 or something like that. I thought it was just because these things had a, screen refresh rate of 120, but I think that just happens to be the game's max. But anyway, let's stop up blabbing and let's get to a gaming. So, doing it all over again here on the X. So we'll start off at 1080p, which I think this one gets an FPS or two more, which I think kept it over 30 this time, at least in the area I was at. Does not necessarily mean it will the entire game. I didn't get that awful far. But with that all said, let's get some gameplay, shall we?
Since the dawn of time, the armies of heaven and hell have waged an endless war. Drawn to the conflict was the Charred Council, an entity bound by ancient laws to preserve order and balance. It held that any great power, unchecked, threatened the very fabric of the universe. In time, heaven and hell came to honor the Council and its laws, for none were beyond the swift and terrible justice of the Council's enforcers, a fearsome brotherhood known as the Four Horsemen. Amid the turmoil, the first humans emerged. The Council foretold that these weak but cunning creatures would someday be integral to the balance. Thus, a third kingdom was named, the Kingdom of Man. By order of the Council, a truce was forged between heaven and hell. The Great Pact was bound by 7 seals to be broken at the appointed time, when man's kingdom stood ready.
Now 900p medium, normal settings, medium, whatever you want to call it. Pretty much same thing in this game. And now we can at least stay over 60, at least from what I was seeing. Unless I missed it. Obviously could be spots I missed it dropping. And if you see it, definitely call me out, because I was trying not to die and whatnot and just having fun playing the game. But anyway, let's get back to the game. So now 720p low, which again, not super necessary unless you really want to just max the FPS out. Now the textures obviously on low don't look the most impressive, but it's not the worst looking thing I've ever seen on these little old screens. Now once you get up to the Lenovo, on the other hand, that one starts looking a little bit more pixelated because it's a whole another inch bigger. But still doable for most, but still 900p would be better on both, I'd say. some camera recorded gameplay. Hey, you asshole, I was trying to start the video. Get chopped in half like a bitch. Anyway, so we're gonna get ourselves some camera recorded gameplay here. Now me, I'd probably go back to 900p and high, but I figured a lot of people would also like to just get it to be 120 hertz the whole time, so I figured we'd just leave it alone. As truth be told, it doesn't make a huge difference on this tiny screen. Like, I can tell a difference, but it's not the end of the world. A lot of PC would rather have frames than graphics. Oh yeah, he gets taken away. I'd almost always try to attack him for no reason. Yeah, so far this seems very playable as long as you're not trying to max it out at 1080p. Damn, usually I can get by there without them hitting me. Oh well. What if the fall kills those other two? Well, if they come here and start attacking me when the others come, I guess we'll find out, won't we? There's something about the Steam Deck CPU or something that can't quite handle this game. I worry a bit. Because this thing's having short work of it. I know it's more powerful, obviously, but... Could just be the CPU, or Steam Deck's just too weak for this one, which makes no sense. It's not that graphically intensive. Might just hate SteamOS. I guess we'll see when we get to Lenovo. That does happen from time to time. There we go, that's what I was gonna say. Alright, now this is where it crashed on the Steam Deck OLED. Like, the badass looking old dude was like about to get owned, it looked like, and then all of a sudden it was just like, guess what, error, get owned. So hopefully it doesn't happen again here. And plus we couldn't see any of these the first time around on the Steam Deck when we did the original game either, because we couldn't play videos like this. And this couldn't play at all. At least now we can. So that already is improved. Ooh. Like an absolute boss. Even though he's getting all weakened and shit.
Abaddon, what is this? Where are my brothers? This cannot be. The final seal.
My lord!
How did this happen? The seventh seal was not broken.
Abaddon! What in heaven's name have you done?
I answer the call.
Alright, well I guess we'll do God owned after all. But I didn't know that because I didn't get to see the video. So tell me now. I actually never played this one. No more parts to grab. There. Take it back. Think, oh, we're about to finish him, but nah. It's like it can get even weaker. It's like, well, that's lame.
Law has been broken. And so have you, horseman.
And alright, I think with that, we'll move on to the F. Alright, let's get some camera recorded gameplay now. On the X. We'll hit you with chairs. So yeah, the only time I've seen it so far crash is during the cutscene. During the actual gameplay, it seems fine. I say it never will crash during the gameplay, but I've only ever seen it crash during the dang cutscenes. But at least it can sometimes play them, unlike the other allies, which couldn't even play the game at all. So I'll take it, you know? So I prefer no crashes ever, under any circumstance, obviously, but you can't always get what you want. How did you with a car? Taxi! Aw, stupid other car got in the way. That's okay. Him too.
Impossible. Abaddon. What is this? Where are my brothers? This cannot be. The final seal.
My lord!
How did this happen? The seventh seal was not broken.
Abaddon! What in heaven's name have you done?
I answer the call.
And with that, we wrap up.
Alright, that's a wrap for Darksiders Warmastered Edition, and seems like a pretty dang good game. It does have its crashings during the screen, or not during the screen recording. During the screen recording part, I found some crashes during the little cutscenes. Other than that, I have not had a crash. Same thing happened on the OLED. It was during a cutscene and boom, we had an error. So, other than that though, seems to play fine as long as you don't want to max it out and stay at 60 plus, and even high works as long as you don't care about staying or getting under 30, and there could be some spots it does, because I did see some spots where I was hitting lots of explosions and whatnot in that big old demon form, and I did notice it getting right down like 31, 30, so there's probably some points where it'll still drop under, but I think you'd be mostly fine if you're just somebody who wanted to stay over 30. But for everyone else, 900p medium and 720p low definitely got you like well over the 60 FPS mark. And you could probably go 900p and high and still be at like 80, 90. Who knows, maybe it could still do like almost 120. Should have tested that out. But in any case, that is all for this video. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, because I sure as hell enjoyed making it for you guys. And until the next video, peace out, guys.